The Great Pyramid of Giza, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, has been a topic of fascination for centuries. The structure, which stands at a height of 455 feet, took over 20 years to build and was constructed using an estimated 2.3 million stone blocks. For many years, researchers and historians have been trying to unravel the mystery behind its construction. However, recent research has shed new light on the techniques that the ancient Egyptians used to build the Great Pyramid. The construction of the Great Pyramid is a remarkable feat of engineering, considering the resources available to the ancient Egyptians. The latest research indicates that the pyramid was built using a combination of innovative techniques, including ramps, pulleys, and water power. These methods would help the builders transport the massive blocks of limestone and granite from quarries over long distances and hoist them into place. Ramps. Theories surrounding the use of ramps during the construction of the Great Pyramid have been around for years. However, recent research challenges the conventional understanding of how the ramps were used. Historians used to believe that the ramps were built in a straight line and that the blocks were transported up the slope by men pulling them on sledges. However, researchers now argue that the ramps were constructed in a spiral fashion, wrapped around the pyramid as it was being built. This new theory, which is based on the work of French architect Jean-Pierre Houdin, suggests that the ramp was built inside the pyramid, and blocks were hoisted to each level using an internal ramp. This allowed the blocks to be carried up to the pyramid's uppermost layers, where they could be set into place. Additionally, Houdin's theory argues that one ramp was used for construction, while another was used for the transportation of workers and materials. The construction of the pyramids has long baffled historians, archaeologists, and engineers alike. These structures are massive, with the largest, the Great Pyramid at Giza, standing 146 meters, 481 feet, tall and weighing an estimated 6.5 million tons. The question of how the ancient Egyptians built the pyramids has remained unanswered for centuries, but one theory suggests that water power played a significant role in their construction. The water power theory posits that the ancient Egyptians used the force of the Nile River, along with primitive machinery like cranes and ramps, to move the stones and lift them into place while constructing the pyramids. The Nile would have provided an abundant and reliable source of energy that could be harnessed using basic hydraulic principles. The ancient Egyptians built canals and channels to divert the waters of the Nile and create large pools, which would then be released onto the ramps and used to move the heavy blocks of stone. By channeling the water, they would have created a powerful hydraulic force, which could be directed precisely to lift and move the stones into place. In addition, the Egyptians may have used the natural buoyancy of the blocks to their advantage. They would have cut the stones near the quarry and shaped them as needed, then floated them down the Nile to the construction site. Once there, they could have been offloaded onto the ramps and moved into place using water power. The use of water power is not a new concept. It has been used for centuries in various forms, from powering mills and sawmills to generating electricity. The ancient Egyptians were not the only ones to make use of this energy source for construction. The Romans also employed water power in constructing their aqueducts, and the Chinese used it to power their large water wheels used for irrigation. One of the significant benefits of using water power is its sustainability. Unlike burning fossil fuels, water power is a clean, renewable energy source that does not produce harmful emissions or contribute to climate change. The materials needed to harness the power of the Nile would have been readily available, making it a cost-effective solution for the ancient Egyptians. Pulleys, an ancient Egyptian invention, aided in the construction of Great Pyramid. The Great Pyramid of Giza is regarded as one of the most remarkable feats of engineering, an ancient wonder of the world that has piqued the curiosity of scientists and historians for generations. Built over 4,500 years ago, the Great Pyramid has an estimated weight of 6.5 million tons, with some 2.3 million blocks of limestone and granite used in its construction. While the methods used by the ancient Egyptians to build this magnificent structure continue to be a subject of debate, recent studies suggest that the use of pulleys played a crucial role in the Great Pyramid's construction. Pulleys, a simple machine that comprises a grooved wheel and rope, have been used since ancient times for lifting heavy loads. Ancient Egyptians are believed to have been one of the first civilizations to use pulleys, as far back as 1500 BCE. The technology of pulleys enabled them to transport heavy materials from quarries to their construction sites easily. Pulleys were used as components of larger systems, from a single pulley to a block and tackle, allowing the ancient Egyptians to move massive objects with relative ease. The construction of the Great Pyramid required a vast workforce, many of whom were skilled artisans capable of carving and moving stones that weighed several tons. Egyptologists suggest that the workers used a combination of ramps and pulleys to transport heavy materials from the ground up to the construction site. Ramps, constructed using blocks, were used for hauling and maneuvering heavy materials, while pulleys were used to lift them into place. One of the primary challenges involved in using pulleys to construct the pyramid was the weight of the stones themselves. While pulleys could make it easier to lift stones of small to medium sizes, dealing with a block of limestone weighing more than 80 tons was no easy feat. Engineers had to develop complex pulley systems to overcome this difficulty. Egyptologist James H. Harrell suggests that the ancient Egyptians used a device called the helepolis, a giant wooden tower equipped with numerous pulleys, to lift stones weighing up to around 50 tons. The tower was so massive that it required a team of up to 2,000 workers to move it around the construction site. Larger blocks were moved using sledges and teams of workers, a challenging task that often required months of preparation.